Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting ready for the day, hair, makeup, fragrance, we are going through the works. And I pulled out some of my holy grail makeup products, things that I've loved for years and years that also happen to be my current everyday makeup routine. First, I am going to finish my hair, and I've partnered with OLAPLEX today to share some of my favorite products from the brand. I started this morning with a treatment while I worked out. First, I sprayed the No. 0 Intensive Bond Building Hair Treatment to damp hair. I'd quickly wet my hair in the bathroom sink, and then I went in with just a few spritzes, and I just kind of work it through with my fingers to evenly distribute the product. Then I layered the No. 3 Hair Perfector. I cannot tell you how many bottles of this I've gone through in my lifetime. I know for a fact that I finished 2 bottles in 2022. I usually only do this treatment once or maybe twice a month depending on the condition of my hair. So I left that on while I was in the gym for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then while in the shower, I used the No. 4 shampoo. I love this shampoo so much. It's really rich and foamy. It leaves my hair feeling super clean. And then I followed that up with the No. 8 Bond Intense Moisture Mask. Anytime I use the No. 3, I like to use the No. 8. This is a marriage made in heaven. I do like them individually, but I feel a noticeable difference whenever I pair them together. So this is a must. And now it is time to style my hair. As you can see, we have some fluff going on, so I've let my hair air dry for as long as possible, and the first styling product I'm going to use is the hair serum. This is the No. 9 Bond Protector Nourishing Hair Serum. I love this so much because it's very weightless. I am going to do 1.5 pumps because I have really long hair. It's very thin and liquidy. I'm just going to warm that up quickly with my hands, and then I'm going to start to apply from mid-shaft down, concentrating on the ends, the front, all of the color-treated pieces, and then I'm just going to work it through. It has tons of antioxidant, it helps with elasticity, combats frizz, and it's going to help with heat protection. To combat frizz even further, especially because I live in such a humid climate, I am going to do 1 full pump of the No. 6 Bond Smoother. I really like this hair cream. You can also use this once your hair is already dry and styled. If you have a lot of flyaways at the top, you can always add a little bit more. That's it. Now we are ready to rough dry. After I rough dry, I like to go back with a round brush just to smooth everything out, and then I have been heat styling with the L'Oreal Pro Steam Pod. I absolutely love this because I'm able to use this on 350 degrees, which is the lowest heat setting. Usually I have to use, I don't know what the exact heat would be, but I guess 4 out of 5 dots, which I think is higher than 350 degrees. So I like that I can use less heat, and there is something to the steam. I know it sounds crazy. I thought it was gimmicky at first too, but my curls hold such a long time until my next wash. I don't want to break up the waves just yet, but I am going to apply my last styling product. This is the OLAPLEX No. 7 Bonding Oil. You can mix it in with the Bond Smoother No. 6, but I am just going to take a couple drops, warm it up in my hand, and then I'm just gonna kind of apply a little bit to the ends, especially on day 2, 3, 4 hair. Usually 4 is a wash day, but if I'm not washing my hair on day 4, I always add a little oil to the ends because they get so dry. I'm gonna wait until I'm completely done with the makeup to kind of run my fingers through it, but for now I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the ends just so they have a little extra shine. This is the final OLAPLEX product of the day. I just counted 7 products in my routine, but I love each and every one of these products, and of course, everything will be linked down below. Moving on to makeup, I scooted in a little bit closer. I've already gone through my entire skincare routine, and I've been starting with my Hollywood Flawless filter. I was really inspired to kind of go through this little mini version because I had the full size, and I ended up decluttering it when it was still probably about halfway full, but it had just been sitting in the drawer too long. It started to smell funny, so I had to get rid of it. And I love the Hollywood Flawless filter, and it was one of those products that I was just saving for special occasions, for those times that I really wanted my makeup to look great. That is a bad habit I'm looking to stop in 2023, so I'm going to be using all of my favorite products and not decluttering them. I don't remember when, but I ended up picking up this little mini version, which is great for travel. And I've moved it to the top drawer so I can make sure to go through it. And I think I'm actually almost done with it. I like to use it as a glowy primer, so I'll just apply in the center points of the face and then blend it out beneath my foundation. And it just makes the skin look so pretty It even helps to even out my skin tone, which is really nice. Today's the first day I started using a skincare product from the dermatologist, along with my other skincare products, but it is for rosacea. And I can kind of feel it tingling on my cheeks, but I have noticed that my cheeks aren't as red today. It's day one, so I will keep you updated with how I feel about it. I just feel a little bit funny applying makeup on top. This has been my everyday makeup routine, basically since the start of the year. I've been so boring with my makeup. I'm trying to go through more products this year than I did last year, so I find it's better to just stick to one thing. Unless I'm trying something new or just changing up my makeup for the day, otherwise I'm just using the same products. So next I'm going in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and today I'm using 5.5. This is such a classic foundation. It is definitely an all-time favorite. It's hard to choose one. I'm not sure I could say I have one holy grail. In fact, if I had my Hourglass foundation again, if I had restocked that, I probably would go with the Hourglass. The soft glow. So pretty. This is another long-time favorite. I like that it's oil-free, and it looks really natural on the skin. Next, I'm going to set my eyelids using the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder. This is the shade 10. It's the stark white, but it's basically a translucent setting powder. They do have some deeper shades. This is definitely my favorite setting powder of all time, Holy Grail product, but I also think it is one of the best values or the best deals you can get from Chanel, because this tub, I think it's still $52, but it lasts an entire year. I bought this a long time ago when they first launched 10 as the new shade. I think it's probably been a couple years. I have dumped a few other powders in here, but still, it's like to the top, never ending. I'm going to be sort of annoying because I'm using two limited edition products that I can't link, but you don't necessarily need these products. You already have these colors. I promise you have something nearly identical at home, so no need to run out and purchase anything. But to achieve the look I've been doing, go in with kind of a medium intensity matte brown. I've been using this one, and I hit pan, which makes me so excited because this palette is old and it's one of those products. I love it. So it sat in the drawer. And it's been a long time now, and this is probably technically expired, but I refuse to throw this away before using all of these eyeshadows. So one of my goals for 2023 is to make my way through this palette. We've hit pan in one shade, and I will take it. That makes me happy. So I've just been taking that with a little fluffy brush and basically just working that into the crease. I'm starting on the outer crease and then slowly blending in. But I'm really not building up the color too much. I'm keeping it a lot lighter. I started to notice towards the end of last year that my eyeshadow was looking really dark. I think it's easy to get carried away whenever I'm doing my makeup before I film, because a lot of times I have the time to sit down and play with makeup and do a more dramatic look. But it's not really the most accurate reflection of how I truly do my makeup on a regular basis. Normally my makeup is much lighter. And I still feel like this is a nice soft glam. Still using a lot of products, but it is a lot softer than I was doing my makeup. The second shade I've been using is actually a different product. This is a little eyeshadow single, and it was from the holiday collection probably three or 4 years ago now. This is the Ombre Premier Longwear Powder Eyeshadow in the shade 905 Electrum Lame. I wish I had bought two. This color is so pretty. Now, this looks like a very pale, kind of champagne gold, but there is something about this eyeshadow. It's just different. So you probably have something similar. You'll achieve the same look, but I really do love this particular one because it just goes on and it's so bright, and it's just the perfect shade. I'm sure other brands have something similar. I'm sure if I took this maybe to a department store, even if I just looked in my drawer, I could probably find something close. They really killed it with this eyeshadow. It's not just a standard light gold. So I've just been popping that on with my finger. I never want to talk about it anymore because it was limited edition and I know it's not available. But it is truly one of the prettiest eyeshadows in my collection. It's so intense. You know, they might even have a highlighter. Maybe it's not an eyeshadow, but I imagine you could find a highlighter with a similar texture and intensity. And then really quickly, I'll just go back. I won't necessarily even pick up any extra product, but with the original fluffy brush, I just kind of dust over the outer lid, just to kind of softly blend. Otherwise, it might get a little bit choppy in that outer corner. It's very quick, very simple, but it just looks so pretty, and it's a lot lighter and it's a lot more fresh. I have a few favorite concealers now, but if I had to choose a number one, it would probably be the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. This is the shade L2. I feel like I've gone through, no, you know what? I've gone through 2 tubes of this concealer, which is pretty good because it lasts a really long time and you don't need much. It is very full coverage. But when it comes to concealer, I would rather use a concealer that's a little bit more full coverage, but then just use less of it and make sure to blend it out versus have to build up a product, especially underneath the eye, to get the coverage or the brightness that I want. If any of you are on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen the de-influencing trend. It's basically an anti-haul where people share products that they've purchased that they regret or they didn't think they were worth the money. Maybe it's something that they were influenced to get from social media, so they're then anti-influencing other people. I'm always curious to see what people love, what people don't love. And really it's in response to overconsumption and how much makeup there is, how many new launches. And last year I talked a lot about going on a no-buy, and I spent a lot of the year on either a no-buy, like a pretty strict no-buy, or a low-buy. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do in 2023, so I haven't talked about it yet. I'll probably share in another video. I'm definitely going to continue to be smart about my purchases. I guess I haven't really run into an issue quite yet, or I haven't felt the need to talk about it yet because there really haven't been any new launches that have sparked that much interest where I thought, ooh, okay, I have to buy this. I've been rotating through my setting sprays, but I am currently using the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. I love this stuff. This is a little travel spray. But I have gone through a full-size bottle. It's very fine and it smells like rosemary. It's so cooling and refreshing. I'm curious how all of you are feeling about the new product launches. Are you still in shopping mode, or are you just kind of shopping your stash at the moment? Are you kind of waiting for something to really excite you, or are you kind of over it? How are you feeling? Let me know. If anybody is interested or sort of tempted by the idea of a low buy, I will say, or a no buy, something that I learned right away is that it is not as difficult as you might think. If you're someone who is easily influenced and you watch a lot of YouTube or social media and you just find yourself constantly purchasing products, if you decide to go for a month or 2 months without shopping any beauty products, you'll probably find that once you do it for a couple weeks, it gets really easy because you realize how much stuff is constantly being launched. And even if you get a little FOMO, within a week or two, people have moved on to the next and suddenly people are talking about something else. So it's actually pretty easy. I feel like it's like any other muscle or habit. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Start with a month. Start with something really doable that you know you can easily go without, and then go a little bit longer, then go a little bit longer, and a little bit longer, a little bit longer. And then you'll find yourself going through the products that you already have, and it will probably make you a little bit more discerning when purchasing more products. And if you just like to shop for makeup and you don't want to be told what to do, that's okay as well. Life is short. We have to enjoy the little things. So I am certainly not one to judge with my giant collection. I forgot, I pulled out a cream bronzer as well today. So before we powder, I am going in with bronzer. Bronzer was tough. Foundation was tough. Bronzer was tough because there are several that I like. I would even argue that maybe the Guerlain, I mean, that has been truly my everyday. This is a true holy grail. It's so easy to blend. It's so natural. Easily my favorite cream bronzer, without question. You will have to let me know your holy grail beauty products down below so I can check them out in case I'm not familiar. It's always kind of nice to go into the drawer and pull out those old forgotten favorites. I know there are so many in there. My husband has been away for work for the past 2 weeks now, which is the longest time he's been gone in a long time. He used to travel all the time for work, but lately he's been home, so he's been gone for a while. And usually, usually I get packages a lot. Every week I get, some packages sent. But just the other day I checked the mail because I had a package, and he received a delivery, and it was a king cake. A Manny Randazzo's king cake from his work, but he's not here to enjoy it, so I opened it up, and every day I've taken a small slice, a small slice, a small slice, and now the king cake is halfway done. I feel so bad. So now I'm gonna have to order another king cake so that he can have his cake whenever he comes home. If you're new or you didn't know, I actually lived in Louisiana for 5 years, so carnival season, king cakes, Mardi Gras, these are all things that I love and enjoy, and I used to look forward to them every year. Now it's true what they say, everywhere else, it's just Tuesday. So I kind of forgot about king cakes and how delicious they are. It has been so good. Part of me did consider just eating the entire thing and throwing the box away quickly. He would never know. But I feel kind of bad, and if somebody from work ever mentioned it to him, like, oh, did you enjoy that king cake? And he asked questions like, what king cake? What are you talking about? I would be caught. Now we can set the concealer, and I'm gonna basically set my entire face. Because this loose powder is so lightweight, and it's really not going to add any coverage, I can set the whole face. I just really don't want my foundation to melt. Just like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, this is another product that people love to find dupes for. I don't know what it is about this blush, but nobody wants to just use this. They want to find something like it. I just think this has been a cult classic for such a long time. I like the original, and I did go through an entire one of these, I think last year or the year before, so I ended up restocking. And this is just the original 001 pink. I think it's very pretty. Now this has not been my everyday blush. I've kind of been rotating between a few. But I would certainly consider it to be a holy grail. I always forget that's not a mirror. I can kind of see. It gives the most beautiful light flush. Can you find something similar that's less expensive? I'm sure you can. But if you like Dior products, I say just go for this one. Why make it more complicated? To highlight, I'm going in with my Westman Atelier Peau de Rosé Super Loaded Tinted Highlight, which I hit pan a long time ago, and it is taking me forever. In fact, it looks like I haven't even used any more product, and I've been using this every single day. Truly one of the longest lasting highlighters, I think, in existence. And highlighters are already really long lasting. But for a cream, I figured as much as I've been using it, I would be able to go through it faster. But that has not been the case. So pretty. It's very bridal, angelic. It's perfect for spring makeup. I still like to do a little bit on the nose, Cupid's bow, and then a little bit above the brow. Now to finish the eyes, I'm picking up this little precision brush, and we're going back into the original shade, and I am just going to buff a little bit of that eyeshadow right beneath the lower lash line. I'm not going to take it all of the way in. I quickly went back with my original fluffy brush and just blended underneath, just to soften it up a bit. We're on the finishing touches now. I quickly filled in my eyebrows off camera because it is very boring and I'm going blind, so I have to look really close at the mirror. I always use this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is my all-time favorite. It's all I use. Every once in a while I'll try a new one, but I always go back to this. And this is shade 4. I also use the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I'm almost done with this one, and this will be my second. I stocked up whenever this was on sale a couple weeks ago at Sephora. They had an extra 20% off sale, and this was marked down, so I ended up picking up 2 because I use it every single day. There's nothing that has replaced this for me. And then if I ever need to kind of sculpt out maybe the front or cover up my old microblading at the tail, I'll always use this concealer. This is from NARS. It's the Soft Matte. And this is the shade Medium 1.25 Toffee because this is a pretty close match to my foundation versus under eye. This is more of like a spots on the face shade of concealer. So that is my trio, my little brow routine. My Holy Grail eyeliner. For liquid, it has to be the Tom Ford. This is so good. This is my second or third one. It's the eye defining pen. What I love about it is that you have the brush tip. This is my favorite side. And then on the other side, you have the little sponge tip. And it is 2 separate cartridges, so it is very expensive, but it ends up being, I think, $30 an eyeliner. So not a terrible price. It's a little bit more reasonable. It lasts. Again, it lasts probably an entire calendar year. Using this every single day, it is so long lasting. I swear it's like the never ending eyeliner. Mascara was kind of tough because I have several that I would consider to be Holy Grail mascaras. The Gucci mascara, which I don't currently have one open. I went through that last year. So the Gucci is really good. The Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes is amazing from Charlotte Tilbury. The Inimitable Intense mascara from Chanel is a longtime favorite. And then another favorite is this Chantecaille. This one has peptides. I think it's called the Longest Lash. So this one is very expensive, but I always like to wait for a deal. Sometimes they have a different promotion, or if you live near a Nordstrom and you wait for Mascara Madness when it's buy 2 get 1 free, it does help. If this is the mascara that you're using every day and you know you're going to go through all of the tubes, as long as you don't open them, they will last. So get a good deal. Don't buy it full price, but it is an amazing mascara. It creates a really beautiful fluffy lash. This one is almost done. Even though it's on its way out and it's starting to dry up, it still does a phenomenal job. I found this brush, or actually I think this might have been sent to me from Real Techniques. I honestly don't know what this is for. It could be for brows, could be for lashes, but I've been using it to help separate my lashes in between coats of mascara, and it really makes such a huge difference. Gets rid of any clumps and it helps to feather them out whenever they get stuck. Mascara is now done. The final step for eyes is I'm taking a little precision brush and I'm just going to pop this same eyeshadow right in the tear duct to highlight the inner corner of the eye. It's my favorite step. It just makes the entire look pop. I'm also going to use this to highlight the brow bone. It's the smallest detail and it's such a simple eye, but this one little thing you can do makes such a huge difference, I think. I quickly lined my lips with this Chantecaille natural lip liner. I couldn't find the Pillow Talk one that I have been using, but I kind of go in between a couple different nude lip liners. Any nude lip liner will do. And then the lipstick combination I've been wearing, 2 Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenues, which I know is very high maintenance. I certainly would not recommend using 2 at once. But this is Intense Caramel and Chic Beige. This one was limited edition. It's very light on its own. The Intense Caramel is a little bit too dark on its own. So that's why I'm mixing them together. And then when I finish these, I'm going to replace it with Tender Beige, most likely. Tender Beige and then Light Rose is another one that I love. But in order to achieve that same kind of look, I just mix these 2. I start with the Tender Beige. See, that doesn't look too dark. The problem is, because these are liquid lipsticks, as soon as they dry down and oxidize, they do get a little bit darker throughout the day. So it ends up being a very deep nude, which is perfect during maybe fall, winter. Which I know in the rest of the country, it is winter. It is basically summer here already. And I'm just popping a little bit of this Chic Beige. And it blends together really nicely. Very unnecessary. You don't have to mix 2 colors. They have a beautiful shade range. But I feel like this is the only way I'm going to finally go through and use these up. And I've told myself that I cannot restock my favorite shades until I use some of them up. I already added a little oil. I'm going to do 1 or 2 more drops. 2 drops. Well, I think that's basically 1 drop. Just gonna heat that up, rub it together. I don't want it to get too oily. But I'm just gonna kind of finger through the back a little bit. Shake out the bigger pieces, because it's already on the ends. Ooh, I love it. Hair is done, makeup is done. I just threw on some clothes and I pulled out my fragrance of the day. This is one that I've been wearing a lot lately, and I know I've talked about it quite a bit, but there is just no such thing as overkill with this fragrance. I am convinced it smells incredible. This is Jardin de Misfa from Une Nuit Nomade. It smells a little bit edible, a little bit floral, a little bit sweet but not too sweet, and it's just pleasant. Just a pleasant fragrance where you take a big whiff and just sigh relaxation. It smells so nice. And now I know it draws compliments as well, which is just positive reinforcement for me to just keep wearing this fragrance. I love it. Overall, I love the way the makeup turned out. This is what I've been doing to my face every single morning. Every time you've seen me film or every video you've watched for the last few weeks, this has been the look. And of course, I love the way my hair turned out. It feels really soft and manageable, but shiny and healthy, slowly but surely. OLAPLEX is helping me bring this color-treated hair back to life. So that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.